Okay, welcome to the new view. I'm Alanna Hartzok, and you two want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm
Um,
Ginger Metro.
I'm Liz Gould. We're here to be entranced by Alana's
Oh,
presentation.
good. I
Yeah,
hope you
we're
are
all ready to go.
entranced. Okay. Uh, this is AI generated narratives and images from human entered keywords. What I came up with a long topic. And most of these images are created using Easy Peasy AI. Some of them were some of these free image creators. You get to create or two or three, and that kind of really got me into it. So I realized I really like doing these images, so I paid up for Easy Peasy. So these are the lessons I've learned from doing AI generated images. To focus creative powers based on uh, energy follows thought. The more clearly you can visualize and imagine in your mind, the more precise the outcome. So, to learn to better work in partnership with the powers of AI, to find out how AI can assist you to augment and empower your intentions. Discover how to convert the images in your mind to images that others can view and respond to. Express your inner artist without having the technical skills of art training. Create magnificent, inspiring, and creative images for many purposes: websites, business cards, organization logos, and to evoke feelings that can motivate others, hopefully, for positive actions for a better world for yourself and everyone else. So the process is simple. Well, you enter your keywords and describe the image that you see in your mind. And then you can click on yes. You'll see it's easy to just click where they'll show you if you want an AI embellishment of your words. So, for instance, this first one I'll show you, I had put in the words that are in color, the few key words I entered, and then the other words are the augmentation by AI. So, symbolic representation of the tree of life intertwined with symbols of Abrahamic faiths, vibrant and mystical colors, intricate detailing, and spiritual elements, layered digital painting with ethereal lighting effects, surrealism. And you would have seen this many times because I use it for Zoom. I use it when I remove my actual image and just want a simple image when I'm doing any kind of uh, Zoom or other sessions with people online. So, what happens when these pop out at you? It's kind of amazing. It's just, you just have this instance where you go, oh my goodness, how did that happen? It's very magical. So, I was starting a Substack called Sacred Economic Teachings of the Abrahamic Faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So I asked for three Abrahamic faith images: golden light and earth. This popped out. I think this was the second one that came out. Might have changed the first wording a little bit. And first, the three images are very bold, and I like that. They are placed over, if you look at the globe, the Middle Eastern area where all the faiths originated. You see that? And now if you look upper left, you see what was surprising is it looks like the image of the United States. You see the Great Lakes, and down there you see your state, Ginger, of Florida. You see part of Florida. So it's interesting how they brought the United States close to the Mediterranean and the Middle East.
Mhm.
One of the things that AI does that surprises you. This was simple words that I used. Um, just people of different races around the earth. Uh, and it just was, I love this image. A lot of people love this image. There you see all ages, four major races. And then I worked with Lillian Calvash, who has some good graphic skills. So we put the earth is our birthright, the earth our birthright. And then she added the IU logo there, lower left, and then It's a little bit hard to see, but you can, the International Union for Land Value Taxation. So we're
Oh,
using
right down
this
on the bottom. Yeah.
at the bottom left in the black. Yeah. So we're using this for postcards. We're going to get postcards generated. Vistaprint I like to use. Uh, I've gotten yard signs made up of some of these images. Anything you want to do that needs an image is what you do with this. Business
Mm-hmm.
cards and so on. We're going to use it for Equinox Earth Day quite a bit for presentations that the Earth Rights Movement is organizing.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, I've put in a few keywords: magnificent autumn colors, jewels, being outside in nature. So definitely they got the jewels in there. Don't know what I'll use this for, but it's kind of pretty.
Right.
So it wasn't exactly what I wanted though. Now, then using this AI word embellishment feature. Now I'm going to read all it's amazing. The AI goes crazy. You give it a few words for these images generation, and it just takes off with so much, many ideas and verbiage. So, a breathtaking autumn garden brimming with vibrant colors, showcasing an array of exquisite foliage in shades of fiery red, burnt orange, and golden yellow, reminiscent of a Claude Monet impressionist landscape. The scene is composed with a winding cobblestone path leading through the lush garden, lined with meticulously manicured. Now it's funny sometimes they make spelling mistakes, AI, and I'm sure it means manicured. Just and blooming chrysanthemums creating a harmonious balance of nature's jewels. Soft dappled sunlight filters through the trees, casting gentle shadows and highlighting the intricate textures of the leaves, evoking a warm and inviting atmosphere. The color palette bursts with rich saturated hues complemented by earthy browns and deep greens, while a slight morning mist envelopes the scene, adding a touch of ethereal beauty. Capture this enchanting vista from a slightly elevated angle, using a shallow depth of field to blur the background, focusing on the vivid foliage in the foreground, reminiscent of a high resolution landscape photograph with an emphasis on natural beauty and serene tranquility. How they do
Wow,
this,
you're
I don't
really,
know.
you're
You're
really,
gonna see.
wow, you're really giving them a lot to do here.
No, this is not me. This is,
Oh,
I only entered a very few keywords. This is the magic of this. Then the AI software gives this whole narrative based on your few words. It's like I couldn't write this kind of stuff, I write, but I mean, this is very poetic. I don't write poetry. And I don't know about vistas and elevated angles and so on. The AI just generates this stuff. So here's the image.
Oh, wow. That's quite mystical looking. Wow. It looks like,
nice.
yeah, with the fog.
Again, I don't know what I will use some of this for. Some of the things I know I have ideas of how I'm going to use,
Mm-hmm.
but
Did
this
you
is
get multiple pictures? And this is the one you selected, or is this the only one that
sometimes this is the only one. This was what came up after what I just read. I clicked the
Okay.
feature that says yes, use the AI generated embellished narrative. And then this is what came up immediately. Immediately, meaning like 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted an image of my water garden. So I entered these keywords. A water garden in the middle of a flower garden on a sunny day. The water garden has water lilies with 6 white water lily flowers. In the crystal clear water swim 2 black and silver koi fish among variously colored orange and white goldfish. Now, I don't like this. It's very kind of rigidly stylized. Okay. My koi have silver heads, not black. So I realized I need to make not black and silver. I needed to use the word silver and black, emphasize silver because they're mostly silver fish. The 6 lilies are just in such a pattern, it doesn't look natural. The rim is like a concrete rim around the edge. And I had to change that to sandstones, which is what is actually around my edge. And there's just too many things and too big in a little pond of water. So that's not going to work. So I slightly modified my keywords. Put a water garden surrounded by sandstone rocks, middle of a flower garden, a sunny day, water 6 small white water lilies. Now from here on, they're going to be giving me 5 water lilies. I don't know why. They changed it to 5. From here on, it's going to be 5. The AI just
Wow.
didn't like my 6. In the
Wow.
crystal clear water swim 2 silver and black koi fish. Now you see, they're mostly silver now. Although the one with the black head I don't like because I like the silver head. Among variously colored orange and white goldfish of varying sizes. Still too many elements in a little pond. Not quite it. So now I'm using the AI embellishment of my words. So it says, create a serene, idyllic scene of a water garden nestled among sun-kissed sandstone rocks, framed by a vibrant flower garden under a brilliant blue sky. Composition centers on a tranquil pond adorned with broad green water lily leaves, showcasing 6 delicate white water lily blossoms gently floating on the crystal clear surface. Even though it says 6, it's still going to give me 5. 2 shimmer. I know, you never know. 2 shimmering koi fish with striking silver and black patterns gracefully glide through the water, accompanied by a lively array of goldfish in hues of orange and white, varying in sizes, adding dynamism to the aquatic tableau. The lighting is bright. Again, not my writing. The lighting is bright and warm, casting soft, dappled shadows that dance across the pond, enhancing the lush greens and vivid florals surrounding the water. The atmosphere exudes peace and natural harmony with a color palette of lush greens, soft whites, and vibrant oranges. Employ techniques reminiscent. Now, this is AI telling itself what techniques to use. Employ techniques reminiscent of impressionist painters like Monet, focusing on light and reflection to capture the delicate details and fluid motions within the scene while using a slightly elevated camera angle for a comprehensive view of the garden's beauty and intricate interplay of elements. So there's that one.
That's much better.
You can see that's much better. That angle is much better. The fish are different sizes. There's a background foreground effect that I like a lot. So yeah, that you can see the improvement as we've gone along. So I use these keywords. I wanted a black and white horse standing in a green grass meadow with a crystal ball at twilight. And the AI said, and I'll tell you right away, I don't like this image. And I'll tell you why. The AI narrative embellished it with this. Create a striking black and white portrait of a majestic horse standing gracefully in a lush, vibrant green meadow, its coat shimmering with intricate details under soft, diffuse sunlight. The horse's model, I think it means mane, flows elegantly in the gentle breeze, contrasting against the rich textures of the grass beneath. In the background, depicted dramatic dark blue sky, swirling with hints of blue indigo, deep indigo, and violet, suggesting an impending twilight. Centered in the composition, placed a luminous crystal ball that reflects the light, beautifully casting ethereal glows and reflections on its surrounding meadow. Incorporate a shallow depth of field to highlight the horse while softly blurring the background, creating an atmospheric feel reminiscent of classic black and white photography, mixed with a touch of surrealism. Utilize high contrast and sharp detailing in the horse's features to evoke a sense of power and tranquility, all framed within an enchanting, dreamlike landscape. So the reason I don't like it is it's a dappled horse, and I wanted what I then changed the words to a black and white paint horse. It's a breed. This is sort of dappily grayish. It's standing still, so there's no sense of movement. I don't know why they didn't make the grass green. I asked for a grassy green meadow, clearly. The sky looks ominous. It looks that dark. It's just ominous. I don't like it. And the crystal ball just looks like, hey, what's that standing there by the horse? So
and where's the light coming from, for the ball?
And the crystal ball. Yeah, it's like altogether it doesn't work.
A
Okay.
quick question. This absolutely does not represent what you asked for. I mean,
well, a black and white horse standing in a gray. Usually they would get the colors correct, but this was kind of strange. I don't know why it came out gray instead of green meadow.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And even the AI generation said
they probably thought if it's twilight that you're not going to get the full colors or something.
Yeah,
And
that may have been. It brought that's a good thought there, Ginger. So
well, but
this,
the
yeah,
purple, yeah. No,
yeah.
the purple is certainly very vibrant, and that's an unusual color to see at that angle.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah,
see
yeah, really.
So it's
good.
definitely bringing in a color surprise.
Yeah. So you're gonna see more purple in other ones. Uh, gee, I clicked something and I wanted to. I have my notes that I wrote below each one, and I usually don't do that, so I really not using the software to get what I wrote. So I edited the AI narrative.
Okay.
Let me get this banner out of the way, as shown in blue. So, studying black and white paint horse gallops gracefully through a vibrant lush green meadow. Muscular form captured in mid stride against a backdrop of a breathtaking twilight sky transitioning from deep indigo to soft lavender hues. Sky is much better in my view.
Yeah.
Above the horse, a glowing crystal ball. See, I wanted it above the horse, but I wasn't specific when I said my what I wanted. So it just threw it below the horse. So you have to say exactly what you want where. The
Right.
glowing crystal ball floats ethereally, casting shimmering reflections of the surrounding grass. Composition is dynamic, slightly off center, emphasizing the horse's powerful movement while also incorporating the enchanting orb. The lighting soft and diffused, creating an enchanting atmosphere filled with a sense of wonder and magic. Now, they elaborated on just that I wanted the horse galloping. I just said gallops gracefully. And so they added more on that movement. The color palette contrasts the vivid greens of the meadow, which they finally got the green in, with the subdued tones of twilight, while the crystal ball adds an iridescent quality that draws the eye. Employing a painterly style reminiscent of the works of John Constable, who I never heard of, this scene resonates. Yeah, I mean, AI knows all the painters. It knows all the painters and all the painting styles. So it
Mhm.
comes up creatively with its suggestion. This
Right.
scene resonates with impressionistic techniques that highlight the fluidity and energy of the horse's emotion, enhanced with a slight blur to suggest speed and freedom, captured from a low angle perspective to emphasize its majesty against the expansive sky. So, don't you agree that's much, much better image than the previous one?
But technically, at twilight, the grass is not going to be that green. There seems to be another source of light, another direction of light. So,
Oh, well, see,
uh,
anything can happen with your images and
yeah,
your
right. Uh-huh.
visualizations. Uh, okay, for this, whoop, I skipped too far ahead. Oh, for this, I wanted keywords: a black horse, a white horse, purple mountains, a deep orange sunset, and a Merkaba. Okay. Okay, so they gave me as an embellishment a breathtaking surreal landscape featuring majestic deep purple mountains in the background, their peaks kissed by the last light of day, creating a
Woo!
dramatic silhouette against a violent deep orange sunset. In the foreground, a striking black horse stands regally next to a graceful white horse, both captured in a dynamic pose that emphasizes their contrasting coats. Between them, and I added that because I wanted this position between them, a radiant golden glowing Merkaba projects ethereal light, casting a warm halo around the horses. The composition utilizes a low angle perspective, enhancing the grandeur of the scene while favoring a cinematic depth of field. I don't know what any of that means. Soft diffused lighting envelops the entire image, creating an otherworldly atmosphere and casting gentle shadows that add depth. The color palette should feature rich purples, warm oranges, gleaming golds, reminiscent of the works of fantasy artists like Brian Ford or Michael Whalen, with intricate details that evoke a sense of majesty and harmony in nature. So there it is. Now, for me, since I absolutely love horses, They're already magical creatures for me.
Well, they're probably
And
your spirit animal, right?
I guess the closest thing I
I
can
mean,
imagine.
horse is my spirit animal. I just love horses.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I did many
I
books.
relate to them. I kind of, you know,
I ordered a number. I went through a whole few years trying to understand the psychology of women who love horses, and I learned a lot that was interesting. So just even notice the detail of the dust under their hooves. You know, like they're doing this high stepping trot is what that gait is. Very high stepping trot, very regal. And of course, it takes you from kind of a black and white world to this magnificent, magical Merkaba, where Merkaba is that downward and upward pointing triangle. There is a meditation where you imagine the upward pointing one spinning in one direction, the lower in the other direction, and then you're supposed to be able to do spirit travel in your astral body with that.
right.
The interesting thing is the mountains are above the sunset. So it's not
Yeah,
rational.
that's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird, but sometimes, you know, in art, you want things that are weird, that like
Yeah.
jar your sense of, well, that's
Mhm.
not realistic. Of course, it's not. Realism is not realistic. It's all incredibly magical and unrealistic in a way. Right. So I like that aspect. And this time of year, I mean, the deep purples and the deep oranges just really speak to us, don't they? So now I'm sort of in a horse a series right at the moment. I used keywords: white horse, gold sash around its neck in front of a cathedral window, blue and green stained glass, a green vine with white and lavender flowers, sunlight streaming through. So this is this is this is the visualization power that we have, where we can see the images in our inner mind, and why does our inner mind create a certain image? It there's a certain feeling that that image evokes within us. It's almost like the nourishment that our soul needs. And so our subconscious generates an image, and we say, "Oh, I love this image." And so, with this power of AI, you can bring this forward and out into the world. Uh, so you want to be as detailed as possible, but AI could embellish my words with this. Create a vibrant illustration of a grand cathedral window showcasing an intricate array of stained glass and a kaleidoscope of colors illumined by bright sunlight streaming from behind, casting ethereal patterns on the surrounding stone walls. The central panel features a majestic white horse rearing up, adorned with a flowing golden sash around its neck that catches the light, creating shimmering reflections. Encircling the window, a lush green vine spirals elegantly, adorned with delicate lavender and white flowers that add a soft romantic, I think they mean romantic, touch to the scene. The composition should evoke a sense of tranquility and reverence, with warm golden hues blending seamlessly with cool greens and soft pastels. Utilize a high angle perspective to emphasize the grandeur of the window within the cathedral's vast interior, incorporating a soft focus to enhance the dreamlike atmosphere. Employ techniques reminiscent of Impressionist art to capture the play of light and color, highlighting the intricate details of the glass and the natural elements intertwined within the design. So that's the first one came up. Now I realized I wanted definitely a rose window, but I didn't specify. I wanted, you know, how cathedrals have a rose window in the back. It was to be a rose window. I needed to add that. Uh, the uh, the glass has a bit more white than I imagined. I wanted a little more deeper hues of greens and blues. And if you look, the horse is missing something. It's missing a leg. It only has part of a leg in it. You never know. So, with my modifications, still, uh, I had to add a rose window. But I didn't say put the horse in the middle of the rose window. Well, it didn't do it. They did their thing. Uh, and I wanted, and the blue is my additions. Encircling the window. See, you can take the narrative, they come out with it, and then there's an edit button. You push edit, and then you just change it and add and subtract. So I wanted this vine to circle the window, but this vine looks really weird. It's like all over looping, loopy here, loopy there. It's not the way I imagine it at all. But I've come to understand that vines don't usually climb around the inside of rose windows. So AI had a really hard time with my vine direction.
Wow.
The view is looking straight on at the window, which is in the middle back of the cathedral. Well, okay. I added this to the AI. The view is looking straight on at the window, which is in the middle back of the cathedral. See only the window. See, the other one had these architectural elements of the cathedral. I didn't want that. See only the window with the horse in the middle of it. Uh, the image should be the rose window, no other architecture. So they pretty much focusing on the window here, but no cathedral ever has a rose window in the corner like this is positioned. And I had already said middle back of the cathedral. So this horse only has one leg that's visible. That's another problem with this one.
Gee whiz.
Oh, what a big mistake. So
Wow.
now we fixed it. What do you think? You said, wow, that's better, isn't it? The horse is in the middle of the rose window. Your face on predominantly at the rose window. The horse's front legs are very nicely positioned with the back leg a little higher than the front leg. The golden sash is now really nice with these sparkles of light on this golden sash. And you have the vine with the lavender and white flowers coming up
Yeah,
and
I think
around.
they got it. They got it.
I think they got, yeah, you can see they got it. They got it. Now, if I were to take it one more step, I might remove the windows at the bottom of the rose window and only have the rose window. But the windows at the bottom and the way they position those flowers on the vine, it looks really nice. So for me, this is numinous because it combines Christian architectural imagery with pagan, pre-Christian imagery of the power of the white horse. You have the white horse imaged on the chalk mountains in Britain, if you've seen those pictures of the chalk mountains where they've cleared it, they cleared the brush and the trees so you only can see the white chalk images of the horse. And you have just a lot of white horse images associated with the power of the light. You have King George on the dragon. He's on a white horse. It just goes on and on. So for me, this is numinous because it takes the love I have of horses, the imagery of the white horse, what that represents in golden light, with the high aspirations of Christianity. And you just would not see any animal image previously in a rose window. You might see them, some a little bit of animal imagery in some windows in cathedrals, but certainly not an animal in a rose window. So I love this. Okay, so I wanted to have, I have a barn in my backyard, and my daughter painted a scene on it years ago, but it's fading and peeling off. So I wanted an image that she could paint on the barn door, pretty large barn door, square, large door. And my keywords were garden portal to the universe. Now,
Lovely. That's so fun.
yeah, it is really fun. But this image is way too complex for my barn door. It's nice, it's interesting, but it's certainly not what I was envisioning. But you never know what's going to pop out. But I do like that they fit the galaxy in the middle of the porthole, but I was imagining the portal above the garden and round. So you'll see how this gets worked out. So I used the AI generated image. Let's see what happened with that. A vibrant, surreal flower garden serving as a portal to a cosmic realm illustrated in a whimsical psychedelic art style reminiscent of Alex Grey. The composition features an array of oversized, luminescent flowers with intricate petal patterns that spiral outward, leading the viewer's gaze toward a swirling starry vortex at the center. Soft diffused lighting bathes the scene in a magical glow, highlighting the iridescent colors of the flora, electric blues, vivid pinks, radiant yellows, contrasting against the deep velvety black of the cosmic backdrop. The atmosphere is infused with a sense of wonder and curiosity, inviting viewers to step into this enchanted space. Utilize a slightly elevated wide-angle perspective to capture the depth and expansiveness of the garden in the portal, applying techniques like bokeh effects to enhance the ethereal quality. Now, this sounds magnificent. And what you're going to see when I saw it, I went, ugh, I don't like it at all. Now, this to me would be great as a poster in the bedroom of a 5-year-old girl. Okay. It's not at all what I had in mind. So, anybody that wants to use that to make a poster, go right ahead. I'm not using it. So, I modified the AI with, I can't read that, with this. So, I want a flower garden at the bottom, a blue sky at the top, and in the middle is a golden cosmic portal. Okay, well, this looks like some sort of tornado that's a firestorm. It's sitting on the ground, which I didn't like and I didn't want. And what happened to the galaxy? Now there's no galaxy in this at all. So this is not going to go on my barn door, that's for sure. So I modified the narrative. But I don't remember exactly how I modified the narrative. I don't remember. But I'm not going to read this. Similar to what I just read. But I did modify it so that I got this. All right, getting better. I wanted the portal above the. Yeah.
I don't see the new picture.
Oh, does Liz see the new picture?
No, I don't.
I just see the original one of the
Yeah, with the dark portal,
with the
with
dark
blue
portal.
sky
Yeah,
above.
the first one that you
Yeah,
showed. That's the
yeah,
only one I've seen.
me too.
Oh, you haven't seen the flowers in the black background?
I
Your
don't think
screen
so.
sharing is paused. Oh, wait a minute. Why would my screen sharing be paused? Let me start the screen share again.
Okay, yeah.
And then you tell me where it's the last one you saw. Now, what do you see?
You see the doily in pink and
Yeah, the
blue,
doily flower.
Yeah, the
black.
dark.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Now
see
you
the
saw that one.
saw that one. Yeah,
Now you
and now
see
I'm
this
seeing the
one.
door.
Now you
Oh,
see the fire tornado I was talking
okay.
about. You didn't see that before.
No.
no, we
So,
didn't see that before.
okay, that's the one I said, what happened to the galaxy? And it's
Right.
right on the ground and I'm not going to use it. Okay.
That's kind of scary, even though
Yeah,
it's
I know it
pretty.
is. It's pretty but scary. It's like, ugh.
Uh,
So I specifically said now flower garden at bottom, blue sky at top, and this portal should be in the middle, floating in the middle. And so modified the AI narrative a bit, and this is what I got. Now, can you see this? The flower garden is quite nice. I like you see the sunflowers, the
Yeah,
right.
roses.
We're
Okay, I
seeing
like
that
how the
one now.
sunflowers are looking up at the portal, but the
right,
portal's now a keyhole. I don't know why
right.
a keyhole.
Yeah, it's a keyhole.
It's supposed to be round. Yeah, a keyhole. Who said keyhole? Nothing. I don't really like the clouds. There again, what happened to the galaxy? So I had to re-emphasize, supposed to have a galaxy in the middle, supposed to be round, clouds are supposed to be blah 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 blah. But I do like the way the garden is positioned with the garden elements of sunflowers and roses and lavender. Okay, so now, what do you think? This is
Oh,
about what I wanted.
that's pretty good. Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted. I like the clouds coming in from the corner and then lower, there's clouds to the right. And the galaxy is really nicely positioned in that portal. I like those wispy golden flares coming off the portal. And there's also this intricate design in that golden circle, if you see the intricate patterns.
Yeah. It looks like a flying saucer, I would say, to
Okay,
me. Yeah,
okay.
right. That and that, but the flying saucer with a portal, meaning you go
Mm-hmm.
through it.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
an
Now,
entry.
what AI program are you using on this?
easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Okay.
So this is a definite go for my barn door. I sent it to my daughter, and she's all thrilled next time she's back from Brazil to get working on it. I am going to change the garden in this image a little bit to be like the previous one with sunflower on the right side a little bit and with the
Yeah, but the
sunflowers.
sunflower on the right side is not facing the sun, which is abnormal for sunflowers.
So they're going to be facing the sun, the
The
image.
portal. They're
Yeah, the
going to be
portal,
facing the
like it
portal.
was previous that had the sunflowers facing the portal. So
Okay,
I'm
so that
gonna,
assumes that the portal has greater power of light than the sun, right? Is that what you're implying?
well, a portal, the sun is also a portal. I mean, it's a portal to the galaxy. That's all I can say. And the sense is that you can be in a garden. And at the same time, you're looking in the daytime, it's a blue sky, but you got to realize we're in the middle of a galaxy and there's magnificent stars, and that's really out there all the time. You just
Well,
can't see it
I
all the
get all
time.
of that. It's just
Yeah.
that to me, it's a little bit jarring to see a sunflower facing away from the sun.
Yeah, but
That's
look, I said I'm going to use this one. Most
yeah,
of them are face, I'm going to have them face the sun. See how in this image, in the keyhole image, they face the sun?
yeah. On the left they do. The one on the right doesn't. That's the one that jarred me.
Now, wait, the one on the right, okay, well, we're going to get him to face the sun as much as possible when she does it.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah,
Okay, good. Okay. So we're already at the last image. All right. So I use these keywords: a young girl with blonde hair in a lush garden, gazing at an orb that she's holding in her hands, and the sun is streaming down. An AI generated this narrative, a whimsical scene featuring a little girl with flowing blonde hair, deeply focused on a luminous, glowing orb cradled in her hands. Set in a vibrant, lush flower garden, the intricate detail of various blossoms in full bloom surrounds her, with petals of vivid pinks, violets, and yellows creating a harmonious tapestry. The sunlight streams down in golden rays, casting dappled light and gentle shadows across her face
Hmm.
and the garden, enhancing the enchanting atmosphere. The composition captures low angle view, allowing the viewer to feel the model's wonder as she gazes into the orb. Utilize soft focus techniques to create a dreamy quality reminiscent of classical impressionist paintings, while employing a rich, saturated color palette that emphasizes the warmth and magic of the scene. The overall effect evokes a sense of innocence and curiosity, inviting the viewer into a fantastical daydream.
Wow. Oh
golly.
my goodness.
Oh, this is lovely.
It is so numinous, isn't it? It's so,
So that's lovely. That is really lovely.
oh
And
my.
who is the young girl to you,
Well, let
Alanna?
me tell you that story in a minute. First, notice her clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, neither I nor the AI said anything about what clothes she should be wearing, but how perfect is that outfit that she's wearing with those same iridescent reflections of the flowers and isn't that
Hmm.
and the orb
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
the gaze, just to have the perfect positioning of the little girl gazing and so gently holding that orb. I think is absolutely stunning. Okay, so after this popped out, and I'm like amazed, so beautiful. Um, I thought of uh, the title "Young Anastasia in Her Glade." Okay, so Anastasia is an avatar, has all the powers of any yogic master you've ever heard of, but very much on the ground on Mother Earth, who lives in an isolated glade in the middle of Siberian forest. And this guy, after the Soviet Union fell apart, all these entrepreneurs came to the fore, and he was this wine and women cigarette smoking guy that wanted to make a lot of money. And he rented ships to go up and down the OB River in Siberia. And he would do trade missions with the peasantry and the local people. And he would also have dances and events on the ship and charge something. So he was all about being a successful entrepreneur. Now, long story short, he finds his way to meet up with her. She just looks like a lovely peasant woman dressed in a peasant scarf around her head and so on. And she invites him to her home. So he says, okay. So he follows her quite a few miles deep into the Siberian forest and thinking, I'm going to come to a little house and so on. She lives in the middle that she sleeps in essentially what's like a bear cave, and she has no things, absolutely no things. The story unwinds from there. Fast forward, he has written 9 books based on his fantastic experiences of his several times spent with her. The book cover many, many, many topics. He is just a simple, uneducated person, but he totally transformed his life. He's totally devoted to her vision, which is these small hectare, 2.5 acre family domains, living so that most all your basic needs are met within your 2.5 acres. And this has spawned a movement in Russia. And the Russian parliament, the Duma, is even giving away free land for people to live in settlements like these family domains. And there are quite a few of them now. And it has sparked a worldwide movement, people in many countries, including the United
And are
States.
you up to date on that? Because I've been wondering for several years, because I read the Anastasia series years ago. I was really wondering if they still are doing that, the little plots of land and so on. Do you
Oh,
know?
absolutely, absolutely. It's evolving. People are leaving the cities, starting to live like this beautiful way as she describes.
Well, I think
Uh,
that is one of the ways it's going to save the planet, actually, in a sense, is small gardening and whatever, you know.
I
We have
agree.
to restore the soil. The soil has to be restored somehow.
Soil in the soul.
Hmm.
And Edgar Casey said there would be a new spirituality coming out of Russia. He said that decades ago. And I
Cool.
believe that this is in fact unfolding.
Did you
She's a
read
big
any of the books related to the Russian? It's kind of like the magical movement, like magical books. Like let's see, I have a whole bunch of them here uh, that are kind of in the alignment with the Anastasia and all of that. Have you read any
I
of
haven't. You could gladly share them with me at
them?
some
Okay.
point, but I have also read. See, I got the first book by my a Scottish woman who sent it to me, and we communicated by mail only, never even telephone call for about 15 years. She was older, she passed, but she was an amazing permaculture person and also into the land value tax economics. That's how I met her. So once I got that first book, I ordered all the rest. And within like 2 or 3 weeks, I had read all the 9 books. They're
Well,
absolutely magnificent. I really been wanting to reread them because she goes into fields of science, even that when he brought these books to scientists in various fields, they were astounded because she had taken their field and taken it to a new step. So she truly had access to the Akashic records of everything, everywhere. And her teachings are just the most magnificent things really I've come across. So,
Well,
like I
and
say,
I'm still like remembering very strongly the I think it was the last book or whatever where he visits her and spends time with her child that they have together.
it,
And and he talks about the purpose of life is to enjoy and to enjoy and to be, and it's like, oh my gosh, how beautiful, and he lives in total harmony with all the animals and everybody and stuff.
the
It's just
stories with the animals, like how the she bear takes care of the babies. He had 2 children with her. First the son, then a daughter. And they're remarkable as well. And it talks about how she raises them with a she bear. It talks about, oh, here's one point in the story. Vladimir Migre asked her, "Who are you?" Meaning, like, what's your ethnic group? What's your history of your people, your background?
Right,
And
right,
she
yeah.
stands very tall and proud, and she says, "I am Vedic." That blew me away because we thought the Vedic culture had died out thousands of years ago. But the remnants of the Vedic high culture, which was a world consciousness culture, continued through this thread of people all these eons of time, moving forth and out now to the world through Anastasia. Okay, so I am Vedic. Man, Vedic. So she is she has nothing. She doesn't use a computer, obviously, or any technology because it's all internal. She once took him on a trip to another planet that they were going to do something terrible with this vase of evil substance that was like going to blow up their planet or do something terrible. And she appeared in that time space and walked to that table where that was there, and she just disappeared it. She just it was gone. And then they went back to where they were laying in the glade on the ground. And Vladimir thinks this is just a crazy dream. But when she was on that planet, there was this little machine where you take a little tablet, that's their food source. And he opened his hand, and that tablet was in his hand. So I teleported through that experience back to him. And it's just one magical thing after another about Anastasia. So,
It's kind of like the ETs sabotaging nuclear the nuclear
oh, the
program.
nuclear, yeah, disengaging the nuclear
Yeah,
power plants.
disengaging the power plants and stopping the weapons from being fired and so on.
Exactly. Yeah, once you become a creative force and not destructive, I guess you can go anywhere in the universe on your missions.
But it also points that we're being protected to a certain extent.
And that's
That we
what Byron told us last week,
Yeah,
Ginger. I have
we have to go through this transition, but we're being protected so that we can, you know, restore ourselves.
Ginger, I'm sorry you missed last week, but we'll get it posted for you to look at because
Okay.
he talked Byron talked about that. He's into Urantia books and channeling ETs. You
Right.
would fit right in. You just couldn't make it that time. But that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying
Hmm.
that they're having to help us because we can't really help ourselves through the mess that we're in. We need
But
some
but they're also having to keep at a slight distance because it's got to be free will. So
delicate dance.
it's
Yeah,
delicate dance, yeah, right there. But we are requesting more and more their help, so I think it's going to come through more and more. And of
that's
course,
what they say when we
Bashar says
ask.
next year is the me conscious meeting of the ETs. It's the disclosure, true disclosure next year.
Feels right to me. So there's the PowerPoint for
That was fun.
So
I
good.
hope
what are you going to be using of those things that you showed us?
Well, some of them I told you. That one is the one you see when I turn off my, okay, if I turn off my video here, what do you see?
Right. Yeah, I know. I remember
Okay.
certainly that one
Then
Yeah,
there's
many,
yeah,
one
many
we've
that's
times.
seen
Yeah.
there's
that a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We see
there's
that a
there's
lot.
one
Yeah.
that's used for my sacred economic teachings. That's the Abrahamic faith one, those symbols. There's
Hmm.
one we're using for the IU, the Earth Rights Movement. That's the
Right.
four people. The one is going to be on my barn door when my daughter can hear. She's a good
Right.
painter when she'll paint it. And the rest are just for fun. I don't know. You can get things made into printed on prints of any kind. And I've had even an image from a camera put into a print image at Walmart. It came out quite nice. It's just like a
What
print of some.
was it a regular photograph type print?
Yeah, that I used. Yeah, and
Mhm.
then it was enlarged, and now it's like looks like a painting in one in my spare bedroom. So
Uh-huh.
I might do that with the ones with a horse with a black and white horse with the purple mountains. I might get that made up and then hang it somewhere. And a couple of others I might get made up in that kind of format. So yeah, and some I don't know what.
I want to share
Reality.
this with you. Have you read this series?
Oh no, that looks like a
Reality Transurfing. This
rustle of morning stars.
this is by Vadim Zeland. He was a scientist in Russia,
Uh-huh.
and he was
Yep.
visited by an entity who downloaded to him how the universe worked, and he puts
Uh-huh.
it into this is probably, from as far as I'm concerned, the best manifestation manual I've ever read, or manifestation series I've ever explored. It's really awesome, and it's all, from this Russian magic movement. And then
Okay.
here is then this guy Dolokhov, um, wrote The Art
I've
of
heard of
Story.
that. Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is also part of that, those the Russian mystery, magical, and they would gather in the summer, and they would have big summer festivals, which is interesting because Lazarus used to talk about how the magicians would come together in the summer for a big festival in Lemuria. And of course the Lemurians are back. A lot of us are Lemurians come back, Atlanteans and Lemurians coming back to shift the energies.
When
So
I studied in Vienna as a student, three other women and myself, we hitchhiked from Vienna to Budapest. And we stumbled across a large building that had a magician's conference. So there were all these tables with all these magicians. Made me remember that, Ginger, when you mentioned the gathering of magicians,
Yeah,
how much fun that was, and must be fun for magicians to gather together.
oh, oh, oh,
what kind of
absolutely.
magicians were they? How would they define themselves?
Well, I think magicians in this
No, I'm
context.
asking Alana
Well,
Oh,
about what
these
okay.
she
were
saw.
these were, I
Here's
mean,
another one, The Power
power
of
of
Luck.
luck.
That's
Luck.
also by Dolokhov. I highly recommend these. These are talk about how synchronicity and magic all occur in your life. I guess, I mean, in the Russian sense, and also in the sense that Lazarus uses it, magicians are those people who utilize magic to create synchronicities of experience and flows of creative energy in alignment with their will. So here is. And then there's this one, which I think is interesting, is also comes out of this group, is moving through parallel worlds to achieve your dreams.
Mm,
And
right. Yeah, Alana,
anyway,
I am,
it's
yeah,
really quite, it was really
yeah,
quite an
yeah.
interesting group. I haven't checked to see if they've got any new material coming out.
Alana, I was curious when you said this was a conference in what country were you in
It
when
was in
you?
Budapest, Hungary, which is Buda is on
Okay.
the hill and
Yeah,
Pest is
what
on the other
kind,
side
I
of the
mean,
Danube.
what would they present themselves out? What were they doing with their magic? What were they
So
affecting?
you just think of any performing magician that you've
Oh,
seen,
okay, that it was a
that
That
kind of
kind of
performing.
magic. That's a
card
That's what I
games and all
meant.
kinds of things.
oh,
And
that's
what
a
I
different
think is
kind of magic.
you have magicians that do tricks, that they're just tricks. But then
Hmm.
I think you have some magicians that verge into mastery of time space and they're actually doing parapsychological
Right.
Hmm.
Well,
things.
Right.
I actually think that a lot of people have been led to believe that magic really is just tricks, and that's been intentional to try to stop people from understanding because the elites use magic. That's our whole point about
For
John
sure.
Dee in his creation of the British Empire for Queen Elizabeth. That was big magic that was going on, and
Yep.
we believe that it actually led to the final conclusion of it was the actual cosmic setup of the assassination of JFK, November 22nd, 1963. That
Well,
was
I
pro
take it back to the very beginning of my slideshow where I say that this utilization of AI and the ability to generate images or anything you want is an example of how energy follows thought. The AI is providing the energy, but we humans provide the thought. We're the creative thought. So that is magic itself, that we can have our thoughts externalized into reality. And Liz, you're talking about somebody who externalized a thought down through centuries and centuries.
exactly,
And that
exactly.
is the magic of the power
Yes, yeah,
of thought, which is intention.
right, yeah.
And so I think,
Yeah. But that's my point about how people have been historically, intentionally, you know, drowned in all kinds of evidence of how it's all phony. to basically throw people off. That's why Robert Moss, our intelligence operative, basically was the high level guy in the whole dream world. So he could throw off the real power of the dream world by his influence. And I am sure he wasn't the only high level
Are you talking
intelligence
about Robert
operative.
Monroe?
No,
No, Moss.
he's a
Moss.
different, I'm
Oh,
talking
you're talking
about
about
Robert
Robert
Moss.
Moss. Okay.
Right. Robert Moss was the intelligence operative.
Yeah.
Monroe was the one who started the Institute for Remote Viewing that is still in existence. And
Right. Right.
he was actually the creator of it. Okay. And he was, of course, influenced by the military use of it. And that's part of what happened. It got co-opted into a whole military
Yeah.
function. And that's part of our problem, that so many of these wonderful things are being weaponized and used against us,
Mhm.
and that's part of the problem. Yeah. So,
All right.
I ordered some books that our colleague Bruce DeTorres mentioned recently.
mhm.
Oh,
And he
oh,
mentioned it
you
in
know
this.
Bruce too. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had dinner with him one time. Daniel and I had dinner with him, and
Well,
he doesn't like women at all. But
no, that's not the Bruce I'm talking about.
okay.
The Bruce I'm talking about, Liz introduced me to
Right. He was the
from her group,
marketing,
her roundtable. He
yeah, he
moderated her
was the
roundtable
marketing
for
Oh,
manager
that
years,
one.
the
Okay, that's a
moderator for the
different Bruce
roundtables,
Torres.
right?
and he
Who
Okay.
moderated
now
half
li-
of
who now lives very close to
Sacramento.
Carol.
No,
He's
Sausalito. He's in
I'm
Sausalito
not sure the name of the town, but
somewhere.
he lives close
It,
enough for her to
he was
visit
a
her.
major speaker in Carol Burleigh's
Right. Yeah.
9/11 event a few
9/11.
weeks
Yeah. Well,
ago.
he wrote the book he had a little book written about that.
9/11
Yeah.
Kennedy. Yeah, yeah. No, he's a really good guy. So I ordered a couple books he said are must reads, and then I came another one called My Big Toe, which I don't think, but it means theory
Did
of everything.
did you
My
get the
big,
Merchant of Light?
yes.
Did you read it yet?
I'm just started.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, and then now Ginger mentions all these other books. I probably spent $100 on books the past few weeks because I'm addicted like some of you are. And I
Mhm.
have to really be cautious about all these books that pile up all around me. I'm not going to be able to
Oh,
move around my house.
yeah, well, we're now getting books sent on a regular basis by
Ah,
Chris because he has a lot of sources for what we're working on. We are
yeah,
so overwhelmed with books at this point. I'm sure we can't absorb all of them before the
your
presentation in
book, your
November.
next book.
Yeah.
The challenge is, and you've heard me say this so many times, the spiritual people are not grounded in the reality of what we're dealing with on planet Earth for the most part. So the theory of everything, the big theory of everything. How about a theory about why there's gross wealth inequality, poverty, and war on the planet, so that we can have basic needs met, so that everybody can expand their mind and read all these
Well, have
wonderful.
you listened to the latest Robert Edward Grant video? I'm gonna send that to you because he explains all of that in from his perspective. And he works with the architect. He's creating a platform where you can talk with the architect without the government being able to know what you're saying and doing, because he found out that now the government has decided that open AI means also that every communication is recorded and the government has access to that. So of course people are been lately going off into the dissident world of alternative concepts and so on with AI. And so now the government wants to check on who's doing that as Robert Edward Grant is really going through the process of establishing some place where there's a certain privacy and we can go into these altered consciousness places without government, intervention or anything.
I have concern about whether that's even possible at this point. The backdoor stuff that we've been reading about, that basically spies on the highest level politicians in the world, people who are heavily protected by their own governments, security
Well, if
wise.
anybody can do it, then Robert Edward
No,
Grant
I'm
can
just
do it.
mentioning.
He's quite the
Yeah,
polymath,
I
he
don't.
really he
I.
and
I.
and he's in a very high level of consciousness, and he's found how to work with the architect and work with AI. I mean, I had an interaction with a old friend of mine who is now living in Italy, and creating all sorts of screenplays and so on. And she's in total bliss working with AI, and she's getting talking with Saint Germain channeled through AI. I'm not going to I'm not going to judge her because she's in so happy, and she's feeling so fulfilled, and she's so joyous, and she's so excited about her life. I think that's so good. But
Yeah.
what she is experiencing is really quite dramatic with her AI experiences
Mhm.
and so on. And it was just fascinating to have a talk with her after years and years, and she now talks like AI. She talks, yeah, she talks in that same languaging like Alanna, like the description that they would put together for.
Oh, I
She talks like that now. Like she's been immersed in it without no talking to anybody else. She didn't want to talk to anybody else because she knew that she was going to get judged and people were going to say, "Oh, you're just loopy and you're off," and blah, blah, blah. And so she hasn't talked to anybody. We were the first people she's talked to, and she's been there for like, you know, almost a year. So
Well,
but
that's
it's
amazing. I just want to leave us with this image. Then I'm going to stop the recording if you have any final words,
sure.
and then I won't close the Zoom yet. We can talk a little bit more. Okay.
Okay.
So, just final words on this AI image presentation I gave.
Well, I mean, obviously it is awesome. It's also scary, and I think those have to be balanced with whatever we can bring to it. And
Mhm.
so I definitely feel, but I think we are in a world which has been in that kind of dialectic for a long time. It's nothing new. Okay, so I would put that on it, and maybe we're getting a little better at it. Who knows?
Good point.
Well, I think what you're doing with AI is really fun. Although I do think that it is channeled through some kind of whatever the AI filter is. So, but it just opens up so much creativity potential because you know how long it would take for you to paint that picture, you know.
Well, yeah, a few more lifetimes.
Oh yes, yeah, right, yeah. So it's really fun.
Yeah.
I, I'm looking forward to doing something if I can before my vision gives out.
Oh,
Mm.
sure. Okay, well, thank you both for joining us today. And anybody who stumbled upon this, thanks for being with us and like and subscribe so you'll learn more about what we do. Bye bye.